Mr. Kobach, you said something a while ago that when you said a lower bail percentage, you mentioned that in your testimony. Tell me, I've heard of being soft on crime, but how is that impacting people getting back out, and why a lower bail percentage?
If the bail bondsman is accepting a much smaller percentage, say 10% or 5% of the bail amount, and the bail amount itself is very small, then these boosters may be able to get out on bail for only $1,000 or even less. And so that results in, them being detained for a very short period of time, and that they can go right back to doing what they were doing.
So in a situation like that, they would be back in a Lowe's or a Home Depot rather quickly once that decision is made to turn them back on the street.
Right.
Is that because they're soft on crime, that the bail bondsman knows, in fact, that there's probably not going to be a prosecution and they're not going to jump?
No, I think it's, I would say that, this is occurring in jurisdictions in my state that are certainly not soft on crime, and the prosecutors are not soft on crime at all. It's just that the judges, there's been a trend over the years in many states where there's no political dynamic going on, but the bail amounts are being set lower. And, I think that's something that legislatively the legislators in Kansas may need to address. But it's one of many factors that is causing a lack of prosecution, or in this case, a lack of detention.
Gotcha. How is your office working to toughen federal and state laws to stop these gangs from stealing in different jurisdictions and then stealing just enough to stay below that felony threshold? What are you doing in that respect?
Yeah, so they typically, in Kansas, the felony threshold's at 1,000, so you'll typically see them stealing 900 or so in any given criminal event. And the prosecutors note this, and as I said before, they've got a stack of cases, and if there's no person felony, it's only non-person felonies. They tend to fall to the bottom of the stack, and I'm not blaming local prosecutors. There's a shortage of criminal prosecuting attorneys across the country. In my office, at the State Attorney General's office, we're having difficulty hiring to fill all the vacancies we have. But we do have capacity, and that's why in our state legislation that was recently adopted, we have primary prosecution authority if the case involves more than one county, which typically is the case in these organized retail crime networks. So we'll be bringing state resources to bear when that law takes effect on July 1st.
Good. Thank you. Mr. Millhiser, what's happening in communities where the prosecutor